Alrighty. I am pretty much ready to go, I think, here. Let's see. Oop. I'm here now. Good stretch. My old man back is acting up. Let's see. We're basically continuing what we were working on Tuesday. I haven't done much since then. Did a little bit of stuff. Which is that we are, reworking the flashlight. Because a single spotlight is not enough to properly illuminate a space, like a pitch dark space. Not without relying on really like performance heavy raycasting or something. So we're using a combination of a couple different light sources on the flashlight to create indirect light to emulate and fake that effect of light bouncing around. And so that's kind of what I've been working on in here. Is I'm doing it as a component because then I can put it on multiple things. So I'm building that out, and we were working on that Tuesday, and so we're gonna continue working on that some tonight. I do have plans to work on some enemy related stuff soon-ish, but there's a couple other things I want to get into place before I start messing with that. I also want to handle that a little carefully because I don't want to spoil anything until we get at least a little further along, and then still try to limit spoilers where possible. Alright, stream looks good, connection looks good. I'll switch my screen over on my side here. So we need get a function. I clicked function. What are you doing there, computer? There it goes. Get light. Oh, it was trying to auto-save at the same freaking time. I appreciate that the engine has autosave, but I really hate its timing. I'm gonna restart the audio engine. The music cut out for a second. I'm hearing little bits of static. Okay, it should be better now. I'm hearing little bits of static, and I was concerned that the music might cut out, like, or go really wonky. So, alright, so for this guy, we want to output our info struct that we created, which I think was F tool flashlight. And the way that basically works is that we're going to have to make that struct which means we have to provide all of this information from some source. Now some of these are also structs, so we need to make these as well, these child structs. I'm gonna go ahead and save what I was doing and let the ad break happen. Because it should be rolling through any second now. Oh, I see what the problem was with the log. Okay, I do believe we are back from that. Let's see. I wonder if I can just do. let's see. Can I do this? And then trying something. Also, my computer's being really weirdly slow again. If I do that. That's what that is. That's wrong. Lagginess. Why are we lagging? I wonder if it's something I could disappear. That was feeling particularly ambitious. Let's see. It does technically work on there. But they don't have it as an option. So, okay, well that's a thing anyway, so. Alright. Again with this, why aren't we being slow? Alright, let me switch over here and see if I can see what... Yesterday it seemed like the problem was resolved when I killed Dropbox, but Dropbox shouldn't be running in the background. Because I haven't rebooted the computer or restarted it, so... Come on, give me some information. Why are you being laggy? I mean, yeah. Can I end any of this? Let's see. There we go. Maybe that'll help. Subsystem for Linux was running in the background. Perhaps killing that will have assisted the situation. You made me jump. I will admit it. Because I was focused in on whatever's trying to slow down my computer. Victory? Yeah. It's weird because this historically, what's up with the computer? The past couple streams, my main PC has gotten really laggy during streams, which doesn't make any sense because OBS isn't running on it; it's running on the other computer. So I don't know what is the problem. I mean, I see some stuff that is utilizing a lot of RAM, but there's not like one thing that's eating a lot of stuff. It's kind of like, I guess, a combination of a lot of different things. But even then, like, shouldn't be. Especially given that I have 128 gigs of RAM in this computer. Like, yeah, the computer, yeah. Like, it's not usually slow. It's something about that happens during stream, and like, so like right now it's not doing it. You can see this is pretty responsive. But a second ago it was doing this thing where like I got to create a new node, and it would sit there, and I mean, to a degree it's doing it right this minute, where it's taking forever to search. So there's just like a bit of latency to it that I do not care for. The bot is a little overzealous sometimes. He's not as sassy anymore. I I um I turned off some of the services he was using because they are costly. It's doing all right now. All things considered. It's your game about aim of the game. Amber, how on earth have you been in my streams this long and are asking me that question? I mean, I will answer that question, but how? You have the worst memory. It is it's a survival horror game, like a Resident Evil style game. It's not zombies, but the easiest and best comparison is Resident Evil 4 because it literally has the same inventory system. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. You'll have only heard me talk about it a million times by now. There, since you need a reminder. Blend arms pose. Point light casts shadows. And then we just have to make each of these. Okay. Max battery. Yeah, it's getting like laggy again because it's affecting the music playing. Why are you lagging so hard? I could save some memory if I stop letting it run Rider in the background, but like I kind of need Rider and I don't like having to close and reopen it all the time. But Rider is also one of the larger memory users on the computer. Hang on, let me hide my screen again while I double check these processes so I don't dox too much information. Let's see, I'm gonna drop that and see if that helps or hurts or does functionally nothing. The weird thing is it's specifically the Rider backend that is being an issue. Is it gonna fully close? Oh, there was more than one instance of it. That's weird. Why is Rider still open? Okay, I think it's fine. I'll just try to kill that in the background. Alright, let's see if that's any better. Okay, and then alright. Why does this not work? I see the problem. I accidentally made this an interface when it was supposed to be an instance. Hmm. thinking. Oh, this freaking function got named wrong. Intensity. Did I get this one wrong too? I sure did. Because I copied it, I duplicated it over. Okay, fade distance. Disabled brightness. Triangle. Triangle center. Okay, for this one, yep, and because this one was copied stop that? That should work. Okay. We are about to have another ad break. I'm going to go get something to drink, so I'm going to go ahead and let the ad break run now because we're only about a minute away from it anyway. And then I'll go AFK and go get my drink. have returned. And boop. Okay, so that gets all that info. Flashlight, inner spotlight. Relative rotation. Okay, we need to set rotation. When it's on rotate. Y and Z are going to be the same. This is going to use flashlight on. There we go. Organize that a bit. Custom events. And then okay, and then flashlight inner spotlight is valid. Set visibility. Then we do a delay. Not that kind of delay. This one. And then we have, because we want it to kind of all flicker at one time, because again, our indirect lighting is all basically the same. That means, like, it's supposed to all come from the same light source. We'll basically copy this animation exactly. I'm calling it an animation. It isn't really. We're just using timings and sequences to turn the lights on and off. Equivalent of a kid standing there flipping a light switch. Bunch. But do it like that, and then I will probably mention this again before the end of stream, just to kind of make sure the announcement's out there. I will probably, and I'll put out a ping about it tomorrow as well, I will probably cancel tomorrow night's stream because I need to have a meeting with Starby and Aquaria about some design stuff for the game. And between time zones and everyone's schedules, right now that is sort of the best day. But it kind of has to happen during my usual stream time for Fridays. However, and I don't know if it would start this Saturday, I am considering adding Saturday as a day of my streams, specifically game dev streams, because it looks like there's a pretty high average viewership per channel, around noonish my time on Saturdays, and it's not very common. That wasn't really the case before, which is why it was not in my list, but it's not very common for those spikes in viewership to align with when I'm able to stream, usually. The funny thing is, I know the reason. There's one particular game dev creator on the platform that pulls the majority of the viewership, and it's funny because you can look at the simulation and game dev like chart for average viewership, and it just follows along with his streaming schedule. But that's what I'm thinking I will do. I gotta make sure the wife's okay with it, but she's oftentimes still asleep around that time, so it should be fine. Let's see, flickering effect. Right, I got that in there, yep. So then we do this. Light flickering. Oh, shall I call you Walls? Or do you have another, preference for your username there? Walzav? I don't know how that's supposed to be said. Walza? Closed, aren't you? There we go. Wall? Okay. Wall it is. Welcome in, Wall. Alright, so let's wire up the battery info. Just Wall with 4 random letters. I mean, you know what? That's as good a reason as any to end up with a username. Because, like, I remember back in the day, people would effectively have usernames that were just whatever they could get, and then they just stuck with them. I had a cousin that, like, in order to make sure he could get his username everywhere, he had like an X on either side of his username. And that was like the only reason that his username. What game am I working on right now? So I'm working on a survival horror game called One Man's Poison, which is sort of Resident Evil 4-ish. It's not going to involve zombies or anything, but it is... hang on. Why is that being laggy? I'm trying to close this window so I can go back into the level here. These particular widgets here are slowing down the editor for some reason. All right, go ahead, go away. There it goes. Okay, cool. Oh, thank you for the follow. So right now we just have a test level. Let me see if I can get it to play for us. I don't know if it will. Because I'm working on the flashlight right now, and I've kind of got the flashlight in a partial broken state, so it could crash. But yeah, sorry, that redeem's not gonna work. I don't have the VTuber active. Sometimes I do have a VTuber model that I use, little robot guy, and he's not active right now. He interferes with some of this stuff sometimes. So like I have the Resident Evil 4 style inventory system where you can drag things around. And we got, right now we're working on the flashlight, which I guess it still works because I haven't removed the original light source. Right now I'm trying to fix or improve it rather, because if you come into like a pitch dark area and you turn it on, because of the way lights work in game engines without a ton of ray tracing or anything else, the light doesn't bounce really. So you don't illuminate the space around you, you just illuminate what the cone of light hits, which makes it completely useless in a pitch dark space. So I'm altering it to use multiple light sources to create indirect, like fake indirect light. And then this is just like effectively the typewriter of a Resident Evil game. It's just like the save point. Let me see if I can I refund that redeem for you? I don't know if I can. Treated it as a like instant redeem, I think. I don't know if I can do anything about that. I may have to look at a way to just remove those when I'm not using the VTuber. Can I like give you back the points? Don't think so. Yeah, don't think so. Oh, sorry about that. Because I suspect it recommended you do that. Like, probably showed it to you as one of the redeems. Yeah, I have a little floaty, like, robot VTuber model that I use sometimes. But he doesn't, get along with some of the stuff on here, and it like, lags things out sometimes, so... I was, you know, flesh and blood for a long time before I was a VTuber, so I don't really have any problem showing my face. My identity is not a secret, like it is with a lot of VTubers, so... But yeah, so this is just this is not like a finalized level or anything. We're still in like early development. Probably only been working on it for like 12 months or so. So we're just working on like systems and stuff. There's a command for the chat that will talk about it. And you can also check out, there's not a lot on it right now, but you can go to the game's website and it has some concept art on it, and it has a little bit more information, as well as one of the music tracks that we have done so far, which is sort of the main theme, and it plays there on the website. And then I've got a couple people that are kind of involved. Like, I'm really the only developer, but I've got a fellow streamer who is making the music. I've got a concept artist, and I'm working on getting a 3D modeler. Because I can 3D model, that's actually kind of where I got my start. But I can't do everything at one time, so like I need to be able to, I'm the only one that's doing this stuff, so I need to focus on this stuff, like the systems designs and the programming. So looking to outsource that a little bit. And then we sort of already have some casting work done kind of by accident, because the demo that I'm working on for the game right now only has like 2 characters in it, and we ended up in contact with Scylla Aria, or Hayden Davio, the voice actor, and they were interested, and so they're working with us. They're going to help with casting. They're also, I've semi-confirmed this publicly already, that they're going to play one of the characters. And then we're working on the other one. And then we haven't announced that part yet. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff, kind of like none of that stuff, like the music and the casting, none of that was stuff I planned to do anytime soon, but kind of just had opportunities kind of stumble upon me, pretty much. It was sort of by chance, so we've been kind of rolling with it. But it also has meant that we can kind of start on things early and kind of shape the design around certain like people or things. Is it being laggy again? I think it's being laggy again. There it goes. We need that to be a float. I would love it if you would stop lagging out. I guess I'm gonna have to investigate what is up with this. My computer probably just needs to be rebooted. I haven't. It's literally been on for weeks at this point because I haven't closed the project. I've just been saving it and walking away. And the problem, like the main reason it stays up like that is because I work on it remotely sometimes, so I need to be able to access it during the day. But I bet the computer's just very unhappy that it hasn't had a reboot in a while. I didn't want to create a second parameter. No, go away. There we go. Let's see, max, extra, battery, extra battery, max battery, drain rate, usage. Okay, so that sets up the function for getting the info about the battery for the flashlight. And then we can do the flashlight info function. Get flashlight info. Return node, inner flashlight, intensity. Yeah, just do it like that. Move this faster. Inner flashlight attenuation radius. Outer flashlight intensity. Flashlight outer attenuation radius. And then do lighter intensity. And lighter Continuation. Save that. Let's see. Okay, we need to set up the switching mechanic. Custom event. Switch flashlight. No, I need tool light switch. And then we can collapse this into switch on, off. And owner. Okay, this is an actor component. So honestly, at this point, we would say we should be able to just run this off of here. And then to update the flashlight there, but we don't have that function set. Refresh notes. There. There. Now it's not mad. Alright, we're on an ad break. So we're gonna wait for the ads. About 15 seconds left on the ad break, I think. Looks like. Alright. Welcome back from ads. Everybody should be out of those now. It sounds like the music's getting staticky again. I'm going to reboot that for a second. It's going to cut out. Hang on. Okay. I think it's better now. Custom event. Flash. Update. Flashlight info. F. Tool. Flashlight. let's see. Gotta update the light info. Okay, save that. And then break that. Set flashlight style. We can do a switch. And then from our switch, we're going to need to run a couple sequences to do some tasks in order. And that's going to go true of both of these. Because notably, we're going to need to like update the different elements of the light component. So like this guy here, our first one here, we'll treat it as the spring arm. That's what it is, but like that's the, we'll do that one first. Because it'll be like the first of both types of light. And in here we can expect to set a number of values. And this part, and collapse, spring, arm update. Let's see. So now that we're in here, we can set each of these. And then see me tomorrow. So I might have to cancel my streams for tomorrow, but I should be live on Saturday. I have a meeting I need to do tomorrow evening around the same time, but I'm planning to go live on Saturday. I'm planning to add Saturdays as a stream day. But I do need to update. I'll have to update the schedule for that if you're going by the schedule here on Twitch. Otherwise, if you join the Discord, you'll get announcements on that. Normally, though, yes, I would be live on a Friday night. But thank you for coming by. Thank you for the follow. The support is appreciated. Set camera rotation. Set camera lag speed. Set camera rotation lag speed. Oh, it's doing that weird nonsense where it won't let me drag multiples. Why do you do this to me, computer? And then we're gonna do our inner spotlight update. Typing the wrong thing. Dun, dun, dun. Inner. Say collapse nodes. Inner flashlight intensity. Wrong one. Okay, there's those. Then we can do a return node. And then I guess it's cool. And then okay. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Light function material. Indirect light update. Set light color. Set the attenuation radius. Let's see here. All right. I'm going to, because It is already been like about 2 hours. And before too long, we're gonna end up with another ad break, and I don't want to end right after an ad break. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it because I did not sleep well, and I am very tired. So I mentioned before, I probably won't be live tomorrow unless I do it really late because I have a design meeting I need to do with some of the others. But I might do something Saturday, Saturday afternoon. So keep an eye on Discord if you're in there, if you want to be notified. So I haven't updated the schedule on Twitch yet. So, otherwise, we're gonna raid Noble Lemon, who's also a game dev. They just work in the more like retro 2D fashion, and we're gonna say hello to Lemon. And everybody, have a good evening. I hit the mute button too soon.